Alright guys, and in this video what we're going to do is we're going to go through part of my collection to find out which cards are worth sending off to be graded at Ace Grading. If you're unaware, Ace Grading are apparently opening more services next week, so I want to prepare some of the cards to get graded. So if you're worried about what cards you want to send off to be graded and you're unsure and a bit sort of in this video we'll go through how to check the condition of a card, whether or not it's worth sending off to be graded, how to keep track of the collection, what website I use to keep track of the collection. Also, you'll be able to see whether or not a card goes up in value or is going down in value. So obviously it does take a long time to get graded, depending on the service that you pick. So if you send a card off to get graded and it's in a downtrend, it might not even be worth sending it, because by the time it comes back it might be a lot less valuable than what it should be. Obviously I am no expert, and this is not financial advice, guys. This is just me making a video of how I'm going to send my cards off to be graded. I am no expert. This is the first time I'm sending them off to be graded, so I might get it completely wrong and it might cost me loads of money, but hey ho, let's get on with the video. And if you do like it, guys, hit that like and subscribe button and let's go. Alright guys, so while I was off camera, what I've done is I've separated cards that I believe have a possible chance of getting a 10 and cards that definitely don't have a chance of getting a 10. And as you can see on this site, I've put all the ones that I think can get a 10, I've put them in my watch list. So this site is Pokédata. That's where I put all the information about my collection, so then I can see the rough value of it. I can also click on it and see what it would be like graded. It's pretty useful. I've only got the standard free version, but there is a pro version that you can get. So in total I've got 54 cards that potentially could get a 10 in my eyes. Now that's a lot of cards, considering it's what going to be about £15, maybe £20 a card to grade, because I'd want the Ace label. So that's about £1,000. Yeah, that is just far too many for me at the moment to spend £1,000 on grading cards. So what I've done is I've changed the filter here to market value, so the highest market value that I have, and it orders down to ones that aren't really worth anything. So if we literally click on Team Rocket's Mewtwo, we can see that it's actually lost value by the looks of it. It's going for £184. Now because it's a newer set, I think it's from Destined Rivals. Yeah, Destined Rivals. It's probably likely to get a 10. Like, it hasn't been played, it hasn't been passed around. I actually packed this one. I packed it myself. So it's in very decent condition, which I will actually show you in a second. So you can see here the raw prices that it's sold for and the date that it was sold. So that was like a couple of days ago. Sold for £24, £23, £24, £20. So raw value, you get about £20 to £25 for it. So you can see a PSA 10, literally a month ago, it was £300. and it's gone down to 177. It's gone a bit further down. Sorry, 310. It's gone down to 177. It's gone a little bit further down, but it's actually coming slightly back up. So I think it's resting at the moment about £180 for a PSA 10. So it's going to cost about 20 quid for me to get it graded. And to be honest, I would say that would be worth it because of the return that you would get. Obviously, it won't be very good if it came back a 9, it still doubles its price. It's still 50. So yeah, I would say that's probably worth it. So that's going to be the first one I would say is worth it. Then we've got the Team Rocket's Crobat. So we click on this one. This one's held its price very well, actually. So raw price is only £15. But PSA 10 is £130, and it hasn't moved, so it stayed £130, which is pretty good. Oh, someone brought it for £10 there. They got a bit of a bargain. Auction. See, this is the thing, really. It does eBay and TCG Player and Card Market, but it doesn't account for Whatnot sales. So people bidding on it on Whatnot, which obviously it'd be very difficult to do that. But that one's not a bad one either. Team Rocket's Mew and Mewtwo tag team from All Stars, the Japanese, which is nice. Let's click on that one. Oh, this is trending upwards, which you can see. So this one is a pretty much a definite grade. But in a 10, you're looking at 65 quid, and it's been going up. At the moment, it's stayed the same price, but it has been increasing. So I believe that's a really good one. I would send off. Obviously, none of these are grail ones and really expensive cards. Like I haven't got those funds at the moment to spend on Pokemon cards. Hence why I'm buying less expensive cards, trying to grade them, increase their value to allow me to then buy higher grade cards. There's a couple that I really want. I want the Pikachu one, the promo one. I think looks really fire. It's like dark background. It's got the electric buzz on one side, and it's really nice looking card. I think raw it's like 85 quid, so I can't warrant spending 85 quid on one card, really. So that's how I sort of work out whether or not I would actually send them off to be graded. This is a Mewtwo from the Japanese Classic Collection, which you can see here raw is £12, but there hasn't been any graded sold on eBay. So that just makes me want to grade it even more, you know, whether or not nobody's just thought of grading them. But and if you did watch my last video, I do like the Classic Collection. I like the way that it mixes the vintage with the new. So I probably would keep that in my collection anyway, in my personal collection. So that's sort of how I work out whether or not the value is worth sending off to be graded. You just gotta, because if you look at the Team Rockets one again, let me just show you again. It's actually on a downward trend. Now, if that wasn't so expensive, like if that was say 40 quid at PSA 10 and it had a downward trend like that, I would probably say it's not really worth getting it graded, because by the time it comes back it could even be like 20-30 quid, and that's just not, it's just not really worth it. That being said though, it's not all about the value of the cards, because I've got some that actually, see, now that might not even be worth sending. See, last time I looked, it was actually at 100 odd quid. That might not even be worth sending. It is equaling out a little bit. Okay, so Electrotrike, like £3 card, not expensive at all. But if you click on it, the PS10 is, or was, 230, and now is 117, when it's not a very expensive card at all. But the PSA 10's selling for over £100. You know, so it's those type of cards that could give you a decent profit if you can manage to get a 10. Let's have a look at the Surfing Pikachu. Let's see what that one was. Okay, that's very volatile. If you look at the jeez, if you look at the PSA 10, is the green there. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. It's very unstable. Which is a bit of a risk, that one, really, whether or not it'd be worth it, because it's quite a lot population. 1200 out of 10, and it's 50 quid. It could quite easily drop to below, so I would probably say that one's not worth sending. Just how volatile it is. It's not on a down or an upward trend, it's just so volatile. By the time it actually comes back, it might not even be worth it. Okay, so that one's on an upward trend. Yeah, I probably still wouldn't say it's just not cost effective enough for me to send that away. If you can see, like 37 quid for a PSA 10, it's just not really worth it, in my opinion. If you don't mind and you want it for your personal collection, then yeah, that'd be worth it. But to me, I'm just trying to build a bit of value to my collection so that I can take the next step to the more valuable cards. You know, there's some gorgeous cards that I really would like to have, but it's just I can't warrant spending that money unless I've made the value in the cards already, if that makes sense. I hope that makes sense anyway. But yeah, guys, well, I hope that sort of explains the logic behind sort of knowing the trends, having a look at the value, and whether or not it's worth sending the cards. Now I'll just show you the conditions of the cards. Right, so I've gone through and I've reduced the number to 17. So these are the 17 that I'm going to send for grading. I didn't want to send too many, but 17 I think is enough. It's £20 a card pretty much, so 17, you're looking at 340 quid. Let me show you what sort of standard is what you want to look for when you send them to grade. Right, so the first thing I would look at is I would look at the centering. So you can mainly see this from behind. It's a lot easier to see from behind, but you see how the border, you want the border to be even all the way around. You don't want it to be a certain, too much on the top or too much on the bottom. I think they do a 60-40, which means 60% 40%. So you want to look at the centering, so the border. Then you also want to look at the surface, which a lot of people forget about. The front and the back both counts, which usually I do the surface last because it's a lot easier to see the centering, and then looking at the corners and the edges to see if there's any white spots, which this card has got. No, it's pretty good. Hasn't got any whitening at all. Corners seem okay, and if you get the shine quite right on the surface, there you are, then you'll be able to just look to make sure it's okay, and it looks okay. So that's what I've done with every one of the cards. And then I've also like what I showed you, I also go on, I look at what the price is for the raw card, what the price is for the graded card, seeing if the trend's up or down. So to make sure that it's actually worth it. Let me show you one that hasn't quite made the cut. Like all of these that I brought pretty much have said that they're mint or near mint, so a lot of people would class these as mint, but they're actually, like, the surface there is fine, surface is fine, but if you look, there is one little pinprick right there of white. I don't know if that's going to focus. Can you see it? No, I don't think it's going to focus. One little pinprick of white right there, which I don't want to risk paying 20 quid for this to get graded and then it not get graded. It's not a very particularly valuable card, but it does look really nice, so that would have actually been a nice one to get graded in that Ace label. So there you go, guys. I hope that's helped you and it's answered a few questions for you. Right, guys, that's the cards I'm going to be sending. I hope this has helped you, and I've hoped it's made it a little less daunting for you, and now you sort of have a feel of what to look out for cards, what type of cards, or how to check whether or not cards are going to be worth sending off to be graded. I mainly sort of focused on the value of cards. There is cards that you like the look of if they have a personal connection with you, like i.e. like the Crobat, the gold Crobat, Team Rocket's Crobat. My son pulled that, so I will get that graded, and I'll probably keep that one just because it's the first pack that he pulled something good in. So it's sort of like a memory. If you do like the video, and if you're interested in where I actually got the cards from, have a look at one of my other videos. You'll be able to see where I got all the cards from, and hopefully you'll be interested and watch a couple more videos. Until next time, cheers, thank you for watching, guys. See you in the next one. Bye.